This is Jackie, and I'm here with Nora and Gary of Royal Teeth here at the Somerset's Stories for Monday tour. And the last time we talked to you guys was about 2 years ago at Firefly. So what are some lessons that you've learned from playing those bigger festivals that help you play these more intimate club tours?
Well, one thing I can tell you that it gets you used to getting your stuff together very quickly, because this is a tour with 4 traveling acts. So similar to a festival, when the last band stops, you have about 15 minutes to get your stuff ready, get going. So you get really good at like handling things really quickly. Like this was sort of a late load-in, so it's kind of the same thing. And I think once you can handle that pressure, then everything else is easy.
Like the random mic check, you've got to take care of business. So do you do anything different to prepare, or you just kind of keep going like you normally do?
I think we get a little bit more nervous, I think, for the bigger shows, but what do we do differently? I think it's about the same.
Yeah, we sing a little song, take a little shot of whiskey, and we have fun. And that's every show, no matter if it's big or small.
We definitely realize that for the bigger crowds, we have to bring a little bit more energy, just so people further back can kind of grab onto it. Because it's hard to connect with people when they're so far away, but we try our best.
And you guys have been touring Glow since 2013, so been on the road for quite a while. Is it important for you guys to deviate from the album as far as sound is concerned, or to sort of replicate as close to possible?
I think it's important to kind of have a similar sound, but something a little bit more mature, or to show growth. I think it's important to show growth. We have the members, the lineup of our members is a little bit different than it was for Glow. Like we have Thomas, who is our new guitar player. New, I say that, but he's been in the band for 2 years. But this will be the first album or new music that's coming out that he's written on. So it's definitely different, but it's still kind of in the same vein.
When it comes to live stuff, I think we try to start at as close to the CD as possible, but then what can we do to sort of create a different energy that really responds in a live setting? Because there are certain songs that you play that sound really great on an album that you just love to listen to, and when you play it live, it doesn't quite connect the same way, and then vice versa. So we always think of what can we do a little bit extra that really enhances the live experience. So there's certain songs that we have that have some extra parts or extra things that we made on tour that we're like, oh, it'd be really cool if we stretched this out or really brought this up. So there are these little moments that I think you make that try to do a little more for a live show for sure.
And speaking of growth, a lot of songs on Glow had to deal with growing up and love. What are some things that you find yourself writing about now for the new album?
I don't want to say bitter, but I think we just being in this business longer, we've had a little bit of trouble, not trouble, but just we have to keep ourselves motivated, and everything doesn't always work out the way you want it to, so you have to kind of shrug off the bad stuff that happens and keep pushing forward. And I think a lot of the songs kind of deal with that a little bit.
Yeah, overcoming adversity is a big thing. I mean, this, like she said, this business takes you up and down and all over. So you have to remind yourself why you do it and why you love what you're doing in the first place. And I think if you stick true to that, so there's still a positive message. I think we've always tried to have a little light at the end of the tunnel, whether it's a good or a bad emotion. So there's a little more aggressive, a little more, I guess there's a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of, but at the same time there's a lot of there's a hopefulness that whatever's happening, you'll get through it.
And speaking of positive, Glow has had a lot of success. You've made it to advertisements and TV. Is there a certain place that you've had a song make it that is specifically poignant or meaningful or a proud moment for you guys?
Definitely. I think Wild was on FIFA, the video game, and that just got us so many international fans, which was really cool. And our very first big, I guess, placement was a Buick commercial in Canada, and that was huge for us. It allowed us to tour, to take our first tour and quit our jobs. So that was really important for us.
I remember being on the road, and then Alt Nation started playing Wild, and a lot of people would come to our shows, and that would be, oh, we heard you on Alt Nation and stuff. So it's just really amazing how a little bit of support from a few people here and there I mean, for a smaller band like us, really does make a huge difference. So those were a couple noticeable ones. The Buick one was crazy because we weren't. I don't even know if we were signed yet. I think it was just this. It was the first time something that big had ever happened, and that was, I think, when we both were like, oh, this could be like a thing we really do. Like, this could be real, not just, it's different when it becomes like your career or your life, I mean, it's always your life, but like your job,
Oh, that career, that whole job, that J word is so scary.
It's totally scary. Absolutely. It was a big conversation. We're like, all right, we're quitting tomorrow. Like this is it. It's our last day, Are we ready for this? We're like, yeah, okay, why not,
Speaking of recording, where are you in the process of your next album?
We're putting out an EP first, so that's already been recorded. So right now we're just in the mixing and mastering process. That'll be coming out probably within the next few months. We don't have a specific date yet, but we're trying to do things a little more organically this time. When we feel like it's a really good time for it, we'll just sort of release it. So that's definitely something we want to do first, and probably get back in the studio in the next couple months and probably knock out another handful and then sort of craft together the LP. Yeah.
Great. So what's up next for you guys after this tour? More recording, apparently.
Yeah, we're just going to get ready to try to release the EP. I think that's the most important thing that's coming next, and try to look forward to more tours this year.
Kids Conspire is out now, so that's on SoundCloud. So the plan is to eventually release a whole package on all of the, traditional media outlets, where it's, Spotify, Apple, and all that stuff. And, and just start to slowly roll out more and more music, and then, I guess, I'd like to say, I think that's all happening in the next couple months. You know how it is. It's like you say you want one thing, and next thing you know, it's like, and then next month it's coming out, But that's our goal. Our goal is probably, fingers crossed, something around July.
Well, stay tuned for much more from Royal Teeth. This is Jackie, thanks to Chorus FM and In the Key of Change.